afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I suppose you're here for the job interview. Am I
Yes.
correct? Yeah. So my name is Pablo Padilla, and I'll be your interviewer today. What's your name?
Faisy Kaf.
Pais Kafi. Where are you from, Pais?
Tegucigalpa, Honduras.
Tegucigalpa, Honduras. How is it there, over there?
Pretty good, man. A little dangerous, but we make it through.
Okay. So I want to start by by asking you if you could tell me something about you or about your life.
So I'm the oldest child of three. I have two younger sisters. I have both of my parents. I live with them. I live in the mountains part of Tegucigalpa. Pretty decent life.
Yeah. So why do you want to become an engineer?
All my life I wanted to study engineering, especially because my grandfather used to be one, a very good one, and he's like my role model, and that just put a fire in me that only engineering can.
Okay. So, but why do you think you're qualified for the job? Why do you think you're fit for it?
I've always been good at math, and I think being the engineering needs a lot of math skills, and I enjoy it. I feel that my math skills give me an edge in this career.
Okay, now that we started talking about your strengths and what you're good at, can you tell me some of your strongest strengths? To put it that way.
So one thing I would consider my strength, one of my biggest strengths is initiative, which is the ability to start something and make others follow you.
Do you have an example of when you showed initiative?
One example I remember from the past is in my basketball team, there wasn't a lot of like team pride, and me and my best friend, we started coming to morning practice, and we started that and we initiated that, and other people came along, and we started to build team pride and school spirit through that.
Okay, that's good. Do you have any other strengths you want to mention?
I would say one of my strengths is teamwork. I'm very good at playing with others. I'm a team player, and my teammates will agree also. I like to pass. I like to help others do better and motivate them.
Yeah. Any other?
Um, Another one I would consider one of my strengths, and people have told me in the past, is problem solving skills, which is the ability to be faced with a problem in short notice and be able to fix it. One example is last year in my 10th grade, my sophomore year of high school, I was in charge of um, a fundraiser of about 150,000 lempiras, and the day before, we got faced with a problem that we couldn't sell the 1,400 drinks we bought. So through my problem solving skills and my team working skills, we found a way to fix it by the next day and sell the appropriate drink.
Well, that's good. Now, I think that's enough for your strengths. Can you tell me about your weakness?
And one thing I would consider my weakness is I'm over talkative, which means I talk too much. I get distracted very easily. I focus on the task at hand, but if somebody comes, I easily don't do it. And I believe that it's something I can work for, especially in engineer, where sometimes I need to work alone. I can overcome this over talkativeness.
Yeah, that was my next question. In fact, how could you overcome your weakness? Okay, so I believe that by now I know you a bit better. So I want to further know you. So can you talk to me about your personality type?
I would say my personality type is an ENFJ, and I've taken various exams about it, and all three I've taken, I've gotten the same score. And ENFJ means, first of all, the E is that I'm an extrovert and not an introvert. That means I get my energy from socializing with others instead of spending alone time. The second letter is an N, means that I look at the bigger picture instead of focusing on little details. I I try to focus, for example, on rules. I focus on the purpose behind the rule instead of like every significant detail in every situation the rule has to face. The third letter is one that defines me a lot, which is I'm an F instead of a T. means that my decisions are mostly based on emotions. I can relate to other people through my emotions. I'm a very emotional guy instead of a thinking, rational guy. And my last letter is a J. Means that I'm judging instead of perceiving. Means that when I'm in a extroverted situation, like in a workplace, I tend to lead the conversation or lead the task at hand instead of perceive it and just like go with the flow.
Okay, so can you tell me how this personality type can benefit the job we do here at engineering?
I feel it can benefit because although engineers in their work and their like personal work they work alone, they still have to socialize with a lot of people, like with the customer, how they want to do the stuff, or with the actual builders who are building the construction. They have to purposely talk with them. Also, since we are kind of the people who lead the construction, I think my J would work a lot with that.
So, how about the frustrations or problems or struggles you could find with your personality type?
Some frustrations is since I'm an N and I don't focus on those little details that much, it might affect a lot because in engineering you have to focus on those little details. But it's something I can overcome. And also since I'm not a rational thinker, I might think more on the emotions and how it will affect my customer instead of what it actually is good for them.
Okay, so that's very good. Now, I want to know how you would work on the work environment. How so? Can you tell me how would you relate with your boss? Basically, in a submissive position.
Uh, Most people think since I'm a J, I wouldn't like to I would like to be the boss instead of being in a submissive position, but I see it as an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to grow through my boss. I will be very respectful, and some people say I'm very good with authority.
Okay, how about with your colleagues?
With my colleagues,
Yes.
a thing that I think something that will help a lot is that I'm an F and I could relate to them, and also I'm an extrovert, so I spend a lot of time with people. I love hanging out with people. I get my energy from them. So my peers would I think would like to be with me around, and I would work well with
And lastly, how will you work when the time comes as a boss?
them. All my life, I've grown to be that lead by example. So that's the type of boss I will be, like lead through example. And since I'm a J, I would like to try and influence my employees to work harder and come every day early and do the job well and efficiently.
Okay, so I know we already touched on this a bit, but like, do you prefer working alone or working with people?
I prefer working with people. And I'm a
That's
big
what I
extrovert.
guess. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good interview. Finally, I would like to know if you consider other jobs and why.
Yeah, I've considered other jobs. First of all, since I'm a big extrovert, I would like to work with people. So in areas like communication and jobs involving media, I would really like to work with uh, because I feel I can relate to those people and work well with them. Another job I would like is foreign service or working like an ambassador because relationship and since I'm a J, that will really help with me and I like to talk with people, have meetings with them, discuss. And the last job I think I would be good at is a teacher, since I'm a big F and I like to relate with others and I love little kids. I feel that I can really show a good relationship and a good job as a teacher.
Okay, so now, finally, how about the jobs you have not considered or think you would be bad at?
One of the jobs I think I would be very bad at is being a doctor. First of all, I hate blood, and I don't think I would like it. And second of all, doctors need to be rational thinkers, and I'm a big F, so I will relate with my patient more than I should. So, for example, if I gotta tell them that they're gonna die, I'm probably gonna get very emotional and not tell them in a very efficient way. Rather, thinking and a T would tell them straight up and be stone cold.
Yeah. What else? What other jobs could you think of?
Another job I don't think I would be good at is a lawyer, the same reason, because I would relate more with my employer, and I wouldn't be able to think as rational as other people.
Okay, and finally, another job.
Another job I would be probably terrible at is a chemist or a scientist, somebody who works mostly alone and works on labs and stuff like that, because I'm a huge G and I like to relate with other people, and not being able to work with them, oof, that would be terrible for me.
Okay, so we will let you know about the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yang.